Welcome back. I'm Agent Hoffman, and today your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to complete learning Super Secret Agent. Let's get started by checking out the score. Okay, today we're going to be starting here at the double bar lines, learning the left-hand part. And tell me what you notice about these notes here in measure 5. We've got a piano, a legato. Have we seen these notes before? Yeah, this is a pattern we saw in a previous lesson. We've got our G, low C, A flat, C, A natural, C, A flat, C. Remember that? It's a really cool pattern. Okay, now, once you have a pattern established, it's so tempting to just assume that's going to continue forever. Not a good idea. Composers will change things on you, so check every measure and tell me where this pattern changes for the first time. Can you find it? If you're pointing here in measure 10, you're correct. This is the first time the pattern changes, and it changes right in the middle of the measure, which might make it easy to miss. It starts off the same, G, C, A flat, C, and then A natural, and then suddenly what's happening? Can you name these next 3 notes for me? We start with an A natural. What comes next? A flat, then what? G, G flat. What does that look like? A flat, or A natural, A flat, G, G flat. What do you notice about that? Aha, it's the chromatic scale again. Okay, and how far does it go? Let's go to the next note as well. What's this next note? F, which is also part of the chromatic scale. We're going to use our standard chromatic scale fingering, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. So here in measure 10, take your left hand, here's my middle C, so bring your finger 1 all the way down to ground G, finger 5's on that low C, we come up to the A flat, and we come up to the A natural, and then our finger 3 has to kind of shift up so it's ready on that A flat, G, G flat, F. So we've got that little chromatic scale right there in the left hand. Okay, let's start right here on the A natural and try 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, going down the chromatic scale. Now your turn. Good. Try that again. Your turn. Go. Now let's put that together with the start of measure 10. So we have G, C, A flat, C, A natural, then down the chromatic scale, stop on F. Pause the video and play measure 10 to the first note. Stop on the first note of measure 11. Do that a few times until you're confident, then press play to go on. Now let's look at what happens in measure 11. We have F, and then tell me the letter name of this next note in measure 11. If you said B flat, you're correct. And then it goes up to G, B flat, A flat, B flat, G, B flat. See that pattern? So we have F, G, A flat, G. Pause the video and work on measures 11 and 12, left hand alone, then press play to go on. Now let's put all of this together. We're going to start in measure 10. And let's stop on the first note of measure 13. It's really good when you're practicing a section to stop on the first note of the next section, and that helps link all the sections together. So I'd like you to pause the video now and work on measures 10, 11, and 12, and stop as you play the first chord in measure 13. Press pause to work on that section, then press play to go on. Now, if we come all the way back up to measure 5, you'll see the left hand's just playing this pattern that we've done before, right? Where that top note is just going G, A flat, A natural, A flat, just going up and down by half steps there with a C on the bottom in between each one, right? So over the next day or two, I'd like you to make sure you're really confident with the left hand alone for this section from measure 5 through measure 12, going into measure 13. Make sure your right hand is really confident, and then go into super slow motion and start putting it hands together. Here in measure 7, you're going to go super slow. It's going to feel kind of ridiculously slow, but that's how you're going to first get it hands together. And then you'll gradually be able to speed it up. The metronome can be a great tool to help you slow it down. You might put it on 80 beats per minute at first. Once you have it mastered at a slow speed, you can gradually speed that up until you're at your full performance tempo. Now we're finally ready to tackle this intro section. I saved this for the end because the intro actually isn't that hard. So I think it will be a fun way to finish this up. Let's start by looking at the rhythm. You probably noticed that we have a rhythm that we've learned recently. What does this bracket with the 3 over 3/8 notes mean? That's a triplet. So how does this sound? We've got rest, triplet, rest, triplet, rest, triplet, triplet, triplet. Can you tap that with me? And we'll whisper rest for the rest, and then tap or clap. You can tap it on your lap or clap your hands, triplet. Okay, let's try it together. Go. Rest, triplet, rest, triplet, rest. Triplet, 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 rest. Triplet, rest. Triplet, rest. Now, pause here because we've got a new term, molto ritardando. Molto is an Italian word that means a lot. Kind of like the Spanish word mucho. Mucho or molto both means a lot of it. And ritardando, you may recall, means to gradually slow down. But this is saying gradually slow down a lot. So we're going to really slow down here. And by the time we get to this last note of this last triplet, we've got a fermata, which means we're going to hold that even extra longer. So we're slowing down and we're going to really hold out that last note. So we have rest, triplet, 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 and then the fast and intense section. All right? Now let's look at what's happening in the left-hand part. We've got, what kind of notes are these? These are half notes, which equal 2 beats. And the bottom note, you'll notice, keeps just hanging out on this C. What's happening on the top note? Can you tell what's happening here? We've got this 5th, and then goes up to a 6th, A flat on top, a natural on top, A flat on top. Hey, does this look familiar? You recall from this pattern when we had that G, A flat, A natural, A flat. Okay, it's the same idea, but now done as harmonic intervals. A harmonic interval is when you play both notes at the same time. Down here, these are called melodic intervals because you're going back and forth. You're playing them separately, one at a time. These are harmonic intervals. Now we've got the same pattern, but now played as 2-note chords. Now, last thing to check out is maybe to circle in your score. If you want to, we can find all the notes that should be flat, which is any B, E, or A. And if you like right now, you can pause and just go through measures 1 through 4, find and circle any note that should be automatically flat, looking for B's, A's, and E's. And otherwise, let's now Actually, let's have you pause the video. Now, whether you want to circle the flat notes or not, I'd like you to take a stab at figuring out how to play just the right-hand part for measures 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pay attention to the notes. Pay attention to the fingering, like right here. We've got a finger 3 that's got to cross over. So watch out for fingerings, watch out for notes, and see if you can teach yourself how to play measures 1 through 4, and then we'll check it out together. Now, let's look at measures 1 through 4, right hand alone. We have rest, triple, rest, triple, rest, 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 rest. Don't forget this fermata. You can hold that last note extra long. Extra long because it's molto ritardando. We're going to really slow down that ending. Make that note really mysterious and long. Okay, now here in measure 2, notice that you've got to cross finger 3 over to that B flat to get down to these low notes. Finger 3 crosses over there. Now, if that sounded like what you played when you were practicing on your own, great. If not, you can pause the video, go back, and work on that again until your notes match what I played. Now let's look at how that fits with the left hand. The left hand is playing, actually let's look at just left hand. Can you play this with me? We've got 1, 2, then what? We go up to an A flat on the top note for 2 beats, then what? We go to A natural for 2 beats, then it goes back to an A flat. And the bottom note just is staying on C. Let's play that together and count the beat. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll notice that the left hand rests for that last 8th note of the triplet. So when you get to that, you're going to let go of the left hand. When you hit that B natural, the left hand lets go. So all we hear is that mysterious sounding B natural. And then you let go of the right hand when the left hand starts after the double bar line. Let's hear measures 1 through 4 hands together. Now to make this extra mysterious, you might even like lean in a little bit over the keys. You can use your whole body to help create this mysterious mood. Right? And then you're in the main theme. One thing I want to point out in measure 2, when you're playing this hands together, the right hand finger 1 is actually coming under your left hand finger 1. So make sure your left hand is a team player with your right hand. Your left hand might lift up a little bit to give your right hand some room to come underneath there. Your finger 1s are kind of in the same space there, but they can get along nicely if you let them. Okay? Pause the video now and work on measures 1 through 4 hands together a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect today, but I want you to kind of get the feel for these first 4 measures hands together. Practice on your own, then press play to go on. So now we've learned all the sections. You know the left hand alone, you know the right hand alone. Practice every day this week. Make sure your left hand is really confident by itself, your right hand's really confident, and then you can start slowly putting it hands together. When I practice, I love to choose one section to focus on because I find I get better a lot faster if I don't just play the whole song from start to finish. Because by the time I get to the end of the piece, I've forgotten where all my problems were. But if I choose one section, and I always choose the section that's the hardest for me. So if the day before I was like, wow, that section was really hard, and I wasn't playing it super well, Well, that's where I'm going to start in my practice the next time. So I sit down and I take those 2 measures and I say, okay, 2 measures, I'm going to conquer you. And I might try right hand alone, then left hand alone, and then hands together. I'm going to practice it until I can do it 3 times in a row, no missed notes. Because when I can do it 3 in a row, no missed notes, I know I've really mastered it. Now, if it's a really tricky section, I might do 5 in a row, no missed notes, because I want to really make sure I master those trickiest sections. And to get no missed notes, you have to slow it way down. Otherwise, you're just going to make the same mistakes over and over again, which makes you an expert at those mistakes. You don't want to allow yourself to make the same mistake multiple times, or you become a master of the mistake, right? Which is the opposite of what you want. So slow it down so you can master it at a slow speed. No missed notes, 3 in a row, perfect, or 5 in a row, no missed notes. Then gradually increase. Get that section mastered, then choose some other section to really try and knock out. Take it one little section at a time, and then gradually you can start putting all those sections together. When you're practicing a section, I encourage you to stop on the first note of the next section. Like try to go on to the first note of the next measure. That will help you link all those sections together. As I mentioned, the metronome can be a great tool for your practicing. It can help you set that slow speed. 1 note per click, maybe start around 80. This was at 100 just now, and then just gradually go up a little bit at a time. When you're trying to find your performance speed, remember that the speed I play it at may not be the right speed for you. Maybe I can play it this fast, but maybe the right speed for you will be this. And that still sounds really cool. It doesn't matter if you're playing the same speed as me. I want you to find the speed that's right for you, that you can have fun and feel confident. When I'm playing like one of my advanced pieces, sometimes I'll go on YouTube and I'll see someone else playing it way faster than I can play. And I could think, oh man, I'm no good. But no, I don't think that. I think, oh wow, that's cool. They're playing at that speed. I like playing at this speed. Every performance can be unique. I want you to find the speed that's right for you to really feel successful at this. My last suggestion is when you're ready to make a performance of this and share it with friends or share it with me online, I want you to find ways to really add to the drama of the piece. This piece kind of sounds like something, or in my imagination anyways, it could be part of some movie about a super secret spy. And so you can do little things with your body like, lean in during the mysterious parts. Kind of be like a storyteller. And when you get here, maybe even like look at your audience with a mysterious look in your eye and draw out the suspense there. And then, when you get to the part, like at the end, really heighten the drama, getting softer, maybe lean in again. And then try and really surprise your audience with that subito fortissimo, and then the rest, and then that last chord. You can do something dramatic with your hand, like pick it up really suddenly, make a fist. I see pianists do all kinds of funny things. At the last note, you could have some fun making it dramatic. Congratulations on finishing your training. Now it's up to you to finish the mission by practicing every day until you can play Super Secret Agent confidently and up to your performance tempo. Good luck and happy practicing. Summer day. It is. What do you want to do today? I don't know. Maybe improvise a piano duet together? Oh, sounds fun. Wait, have you seen Baby? No. Maybe she's taking her nap. Ah, there you are, Agent B. We've received information that Dr. Mausenschmerf is going to attempt to cut off power to the entire city so he can carry out his evil plan. Your mission, Agent B, is to infiltrate his hideout and stop him before it's too late. Any questions? Then, good luck, Agent B.
Bye. When I push this button on my de-electricity-anator machine, it will cut power to the whole city. Then I can demand all the cheese I want and they'll have to give it to me. Agent B! Well, no matter. This time you're too late. What? No! What? What? Untie me right now! This is outrageous! How dare you! No baby takes advantage of Dr. Mausenschmerf! Bye! Ah!
Look, the power's back on.
That's so weird. We've never had a blackout before, except during that one thunderstorm.
Baby, you're awake.
Oh, did you have a nice nap? Uh-huh.
You missed all the excitement.
Yeah, we were improvising, and then the power went out.
Probably for the best you were napping. I bet the blackout would have been too scary for you.
Uh-huh.